A very warm welcome and thank you for tuning in. You're most welcome to the NILE Cast on your West Nile Television, where we give you the daily news bulletins of the day. Every day from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. My name's Okumaringa Christine. Before we dive into any of the stories, let's first have a look at the news making headlines today. In the headlines tonight, West Nile leaders cautioned against dirty politics. Insecurity cases worry the people of Arinya P sub-county. And media houses warned against disrupting pilgrims' harmony with false information. This and more in the NILE Cast News Bulletin. A very warm welcome. It's the 24th of May 2024. You're most welcome to the NILE Cast on your West Nile Television. Let's see what's happening in the news. Leaders from the West Nile sub-region have been cautioned from politics of blackmailing each other, which is a factor contributing to the few appointments to the key positions of responsibility. Parish Majid reports more.
Leaders from West Nile sub-region have been cautioned from politics of blackmailing each other, which has been noted as a factor contributing to few appointments to key positions of responsibility. This concern was made by Dixon Adomati, the former resident city commissioner of Arua, at the procession of Ezamaham Zamil's pre-Thanksgiving ceremony, slated for 8th of next month in Arua City at Arua Primary School playgrounds, where the head of state, His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, is expected to grace the event. According to Adomati, this is greatly eating up the region in terms of appointments to key positions of responsibility.
West Nile, we have a big challenge. We keep fighting our own. The president, I know, is a very good president. And by the way, that is why I've remained in NRM. Because I do not believe totally, by the way, that the president, I know, would wake up and drop me, considering what I have been, the NRM. But then I woke up to a rude reality on 23rd March 2022 to find myself blocked. And when I did my investigations independent, I realized I got convicted that my own people were behind really my removal.
Ezamaham Zamil, the Deputy Resident City Commissioner for Arua City in charge of Central Division, blames the fights amongst the leaders, non-exposure, as he appeals for retooling as a solution to this challenge.
Now, always our people in opposition wants to see things in another eye. But we expect us to also impress what he has so far done. For example, issues of the regional referral hospital, the Muni universities, the OPD, the new OPD which has been built by, I think, Japanese government with the fund from the Japanese government, 1.6 billion. There is a blood bank, regional blood bank, which is at the completion stage. We also have regional referral hospital, which was where the government injected more than 71 billion. Then the new road, which is to start, the construction will start because they have already been issued fully last week. Now this is over 486 billion. So these things are enough to say that, Your Excellency, thank you so much. Thank you so much for what you have done. If there are a few things remaining, we shall also request that, and with the time we will also fulfill.
Ezama adds that, despite facing opposition from some leaders towards this forthcoming event, he says this is a non-political event, but just rather to appreciate the president for the services rendered to the people of the region.
Those kind of fights happen because of lack of exposure. You know, from where you started in West Nile, you have finished your education here, you contested here, you won here, you know. By coincidence, you realize you have been elected either in a better position, but you still think as if you are. People need to expand their knowledge. They need to go for courses, for exposure, for tours, so that they are able to emulate what is happening in other parts of the region.
However, Honorable Emiriga Fadil, the Democratic Change Party West Nile Regional Coordinator, attributes the weaknesses to the body that brings together the parliamentarians.
It's unfortunate that West Nile Parliamentary Caucus has never had an election for 2 years. You see, that one creates a vacuum in leadership. Therefore, I'm calling upon Western Parliamentary Group to conduct elections very fast, so that we get new leaders who have new mandate and they can be able to speak for the people of this region.
Hundreds of supporters, friends and family members of Ezamham Zamir on 23rd of May 2024 joined the procession through the streets of Arua City and later camped at the office of the Prime Minister grounds prior to the mega events slated for 8th of June 2024. Farish Majid, Oraku Benson Pastore, West Nile TV, NILE CAST.
Social media houses have been strongly cautioned against causing disunity and false information about the Nebi food pilgrims to Namugongo. This follows a fake post on social media on Thursday, the 23rd of May 2024 by an individual accusing the medical team of moving with the pilgrims that the team left behind a woman unconscious and unattended in Katugo, Nakasongola district. Take a look.
Social media houses have been strongly cautioned against causing disunity and fake information about Nebi foot pilgrims to Namugongo. This follows a fake post on social media on Thursday, 23rd May 2024 by an individual accusing medical team moving with the pilgrims that the team left a woman unconscious and unattended to in Katugo, Nakasongola district. Reverend Father Melchizedek Thokerungai, priest among the pilgrims, said media houses should refrain from weird acts that promote crime and create insecurities among the pilgrims. While speaking to journalists this afternoon in Kasanalwero Catholic Diocese, he said many journalists, mainly along the road, have invaded the pilgrims masquerading as accredited journalists with intentions to relay information about the pilgrims. Reverend Father Tokerunga cited an example where 3 people in Nakasongola district contacted him to get information about the pilgrims but declined to divulge more information to them.
So we sound this warning, please, if you have your own issues that you want to spoil our journey, our pilgrimage, know that we are moving a journey of faith. Nothing wrong has happened to us as pilgrims. All of us who have been given the responsibility, the first aid team, they are doing their best. And we really appreciate as pilgrims. They are taking good care of us. So anything that is coming out in media, which is contrary to good things that they are doing to us, we reject it and we distance ourselves from that.
He further stated that they pledged to cooperate with security forces to emulate such quack journalists from spreading false information.
In a journey like this, the journey of faith, the evil one could also be having its intention, which is always dangerous, contrary to the intentions that all of us will wage to. Because first of all, our intention is to go and praise the Lord in Namugongo and thank God for the gift of our Uganda Matters. And we are really moving the journey of faith. And we know that in the journey of faith, the devil will never be happy.
Meanwhile, Francis Ukirot, one of the pilgrims, revealed that all the pilgrims are healthy and strong to reach Namugongo. Ukirot lamented that the journalists should follow the right culture to excommunicate bad person to the security personnel.
No one is left behind. Once there's somebody who is behind, at least we make sure as leaders or as people are helping others to see that that person also, they pick the person and join the group. That is what I can say for the speculation roaming around.
However, Erasto Chibirango, Chapaso Local Council 5 Luero District, while receiving the pilgrims in his district, urged the pilgrims to be careful as they have reached a busy town which has different categories of people.
They move to the state center, they continue to have that safe journey. We appeal to them to be more careful now that they have reached places where there is a lot of jam, there is a lot of traffic, even bad people. And as I address them, I had to warn them that now they have reached a place where they may not get all of people being friendly. They may get riot, thieves, so we have to be careful. And to our people in Luero and even the rest of the the central region where they are going to pass. We are appealing to them to be helpful. You see, you have been seeing people giving the pigmen something to eat or to drink. Even us here, we should continue to do so. We are going to continue to welcome them. Understand tomorrow they are going to go, today they are going to be in Woburn. We are going to be seeing them off. So we are very grateful.
Over 4 media houses have been accredited from the start of the journey, and among them is West Nile TV. The 531 pilgrims have safely arrived in Luero Kasana Catholic Diocese, where they will spend the night for a journey tomorrow. Alfred Jawok, West Nile TV, Nile Cast.
The 3-day sensitization of resident city commissioner and the resident district commissioners across Western region final climaxes today, 24th of May 2024 in Arua City. This activity commenced on Wednesday, 22nd of May 2024 in Arua City, in which so many resident district commissioners from the various districts across the region turned up for the dialogue, including the resident city commissioner for Arua City. Honorable Daudi Mugireko, former minister, says the RCC and the RDCs of the various districts in the region should strategize on how to build peace and security and be neat in their work, and also have to relate with the media in order to register success in their work.
So we are trying to look at the peace and security in the area locally, but also taking into account the fact that the area has been host to refugees from southern Sudan and from Congo DRC. So if you really want to reach out to people, target those meetings and word will spread. You can't register success if nobody is hearing anything about you. The only way people can be able to hear something about the programs of the RDCs and RCCs if they take advantage of the media people in their area.
Dan Sekibubo, Senior Presidential Advisor Research, thanked everyone for the turn-up for the dialogue, also highlighted about the issue of security and says we should work upon the challenges that we are pointed out.
I appreciate your attitude in this workshop. Ladies and gentlemen, this regional workshop was intended to address mainly 2 objectives. Namely, one, to refresh you with knowledge and skills in your functions, and to learn about the factors that are influencing your performance and relationships in your respective areas of operation. The office has achieved both of these objectives, and we are particularly thankful to you for your frank expression of the situation in the sub-region which need the attention of the center. We particularly take note of the specific challenges which we have pointed out in the workshop, which fall in the broad areas of borderline security issues, land-related matters, refugee challenges, issues of drug and substance abuse.
Obedi Gatred, Supervisor for RDCs and RCC for Eastern Region, emphasizes on the issue of parents leaving their children unbothered to the extent that they get infected with HIV/AIDS.
HIV among children is increasing simply because the issue of parents leaving children to move on their own. Children, especially the girls, I am very sure a girl child will sleep with an elderly man, again come and sleep with a young boy, and there the HIV/AIDS moves, because you don't know where this married man is coming from, whether he is infected or not infected. So if a young girl who is now found in that trading center first went and slept with the old man, what do you expect?
Atimu Grace, the RDC of Zombo district, says the security in Zombo has greatly improved because of the brilliant job done by UPDF soldiers, and also highlights the public about the status of HIV/AIDS in the district.
Let me take this opportunity to thank the UPDF. And in Zombo district, we have 2 powerful battalions, the 5-7 battalion and 5-9 battalion. They have done a great job in securing our borders. These days, as far as security is concerned, the problems that we are getting across the border are mainly connected to trade. There are numerous markets. Every day there is a market in Zombo, and the people who come to Zombo come from Arua, from Gulu, from Lira to buy these things. And some of them are now middle people. They come and stay around. And when they stay around, you don't know what they do at night. What we are going to do, first of all, we are going to use the media. We are going to devote more time on the media to sensitize our people and let them know that AIDS is still there, and the government has put it that by 2030 there should not be any death related to HIV/AIDS.
Tatuaba Lilian, AIDS Commissioner for Special Programs, highlights the public about the status of prevailing HIV/AIDS and how to calm the matter together with security agencies, since the platform was given that opportunity to address the matter to some extent.
We have been here to join the RDCs, the RCs, their deputies and the security team to disseminate the HIV and AIDS messages. As leaders, we are committed to ensure that the security teams, the structures of the RDCs and RCCs are utilized to mobilize the communities and disseminate HIV messages. The HIV prevalence in this region is still high, though it is not as high as compared to other regions, but still it's unacceptably high.
Peace and security is always very key for the well-being of people in every part of the world, and West Nile region at large should therefore embrace it for the well-being of the West Nilers. Oraku Benson Pastore, Farsi Majid, West Nile Television, NILE CAST.
At a time where the Directorate of Ethics and Integrity under the Office of the President is rallying the clergy to champion the fight in building a society that treasures good morals using the national ethical values, religious leaders from the West Nile sub-region have been called upon to embrace imparting values on the masses so as to eradicate the increasing cases of moral degradation. Take a look.
Religious leaders from West Nile sub-region have been called upon to impress imparting values on the masses so as to eradicate the increasing cases of moral degeneration. This comes at a time where the Directorate for Ethics and Integrity and the Office of the President is rallying the clergy to champion the fight in building a society that treasures the good morals using the national ethical values as a solution to the rising cases of moral degeneration. On 21st and 22nd of May 2024, the Directorate convened a two-day strategic meeting with the leaders of the religious and faith-based organization in West Nile on building a well-established society using the national ethical values policy of Uganda. Some of the clergy who attended the workshop in Arua City have this to say on roles they can play in building a good society.
The effort of government to bring faith-based religious leaders and cultural leaders on the issue of awareness, especially eradicating corruption and ethics and integrity, is a very good move. The issue of corruption cuts across, as you have said, in the church, outside the church. But the role of the church is to check the balance, to try to see that the society is put on the right track.
From the conception of the nation, we are to have, these are the first things supposed to take place, because the nation of Uganda had a wonderful motto which says, "For God and my country." And for this, I want to echo in one thing. Uganda is built on foundation. As the book of Psalms number 11 verse 3 says, when the foundation is broken, what will the righteous do? So are the three aspects of rebuilding Uganda, our nation. This is a very good thing, though it came a little bit late, to see to it that the nation is shaped morally.
However, Sheikh Waswa Muhammad Ali, the Deputy Mufti of Uganda Muslim Supreme Council, is of the view that religious leaders can only restore the moral decay in the society today through working together irrespective of the differences of religious affiliations.
See the decadence of the morals in the present society is something that has been impacted by long shortcomings that have happened in the history of this country. So as religious leaders, we call for some kind of dialogue so that we discuss many issues that went wrong and try to put them right. Because if we do not do so, it will remain like a time bomb.
Alex Okello, the Permanent Secretary for Ethics and Integrity, says they identify the clergy in the fight to restore the good in the society because it's a war that is of mindset change.
You see, if your motor vehicle tire goes flat, you are not going to take it to the engine mechanic to put your tire right. You get it? You will take it to the mechanic who works on tires. Look here, what has gone wrong in the ethical values? It is human behavior, human mind. Who are the people who can correct the human mind? Who can take the mindset change? We cannot take it to the engineers in UNRWA that they will make it straight. No. The engineers for our minds are the faith-based institutions, the cultural institutions who would talk, who would direct the people. So, in this matter, the religious and faith institutions are the best.
The national ethical policy has been developed with the main objective of promoting and preserving the rich cultural identity of the Ugandan people. Oraku Benson Pastore, Farsi Majid, West Nile Television, NILE CAST.
Following the death of one man identified as Baru Joseph, 50-year-old, a resident of Mandulu North, Arinyapi Sub-County Ajumani District, locals are living in fear and panic as increasing cases of insecurity in the sub-county are causing worry. Onzima Alan reports.
The increasing cases of insecurity in Arinyapi Sub-County Ajumani District have left locals living in fear and panic. This comes following the death of one man identified as Bar Joseph, 50 years of age, a resident of Mandulu North, Arinyapi Sub-County Ajumani District. Honorable Sabuni John, the district councillor Arinyapi Sub-County, said for the past months heads of cattle were stolen but were able to arrest some suspects who were handed over to the police by the local leaders, but still the incident keeps on happening.
Where the last 2 months, Arinyapi lost more than 200 heads of cattle. Some suspects were arrested and they have even named themselves the people who were involved in this act. They were arrested by the community leaders, and now the news that is spread in the community is that the suspects claim that they were picked from homes and beaten, and as a result there are some people who were named to be arrested. Now on the fateful day, that night, the same act happened in Arinyapi where 48 heads of cattle were stolen.
Honorable Dominic Senseko, the area local council 3 Arinyapi Sub-County, highlighted that Arinyapi Sub-County has been suffering with cases of insecurity, majorly animal theft, since 2001 due to its nearness to South Sudan border.
The issue here in the sub-county is insecurity concerning with animal theft. Since I assumed the office in 2001, I've been reporting issue of animal theft to the higher authority. Those concerns with insecurity. Arengapi sub-county being at the border of South Sudan, Amoro and Moyo, we are really disturbed a lot. Animal farmers have lost their animals. I've been reporting these issues, but they pay deaf ears. Of recent, we have lost very many heads of animals, which is heading to South Sudan. Therefore, community demanded the RDC to come so that they explain their grievances as far as the insecurity is concerned.
However, Honorable Dominic Sensenko disclosed that people of Arenya P sub-county have appealed to the office of the resident district commissioner, but no proper response has been given to them, leading to the clashes.
But he did not turn up. That's why they took law into their hands. Yes, even if they took law into their hands, to me, I thought the dialogue is the only solution. They could have come and talked to the community so that community should not take the law into their hands. They should understand to report their grievances.
Mr. Data Peter Taban, the resident district commissioner, Ajumani, denied all the claims by the locals, saying the suspects were taken to police in critical conditions and police acted professionally.
On the 12th, when the cows were stolen, the people of Arinyapi decided to go and get the people they suspected to be the thieves of these animals. So they went and beat up 8 people very seriously. Now when they brought these people to the police with those wounds, the police could not attend to them because the police wanted, first they go and get treatment. Because if they die in the police station, the police are also responsible. So because of these people going for treatment, the people in Arinyapi got annoyed and said, why? Why did you release these people? For them, they said they were released. That is one of the angers.
However, in response to the claims of the shooting by the locals, Mr. Data Peter Taban said police wanted to arrest the people who assaulted the suspects, but were misunderstood by the locals.
Then number 2, the police went again on ground asking who are the people who beat these people. They wanted to arrest them. Now when these people realized that they were going to be arrested because of beating these other men, whom they suspect have been released, they went and mobilized now the whole clan, the whole team, that they are coming to arrest us when our cows are stolen, so let us all gang up and block the road, so that if the police come to pick these ones, they will not get us. So that was where the scaffold started in the morning, but even until when I came here, the scaffold was on, but we are taking them in a mild way.
The locals are expressing anger due to the rampant animal thefts by the neighbors and alleged persons from the southern part of Sudan. Peace Oshaki, Unjima Alan, West Nile Television, Nile Cast.
Today is already 24th of May and the year is 2024. My name is Oraku Benson Pastore. This is the segment of sports under the umbrella of what is happening in the world of Nile Cast Sports, and not Nile Cast Sports, Nile Cast News in West Nile Television. Of course, almost seasons are done in every league we have in all over the world. Spanish Primera Division is the only top European league which is remaining, and it will be climaxing over the weekend, whereby Barcelona, of course, will be ending the campaign with a game up against Sevilla. But before we get to Europe, let's first tackle what is happening within the country of Uganda. A very big encounter which is set to be played tomorrow in Stanbic Uganda Cup final, where, of course, the new entries will be tussling it between themselves
themselves. I'm talking about the team of NEC FC tussling it out with the team of Chitara. These two teams, they have been promoted to Star Times Uganda Premier League last season, of course performing very well. NEC also finishing in top 10 and also Airtel Chitara finishing in top 5. But this one is a different league, not the Star Times Uganda Premier League, but the Stanbic Uganda Cup. The holders, defending champions, already been eliminated. I am talking about Vipers. They were actually eliminated by a certain ball. And Airtel Chitara, going this very far, they actually eliminated a side called Pajule Lions in the semi-finals. Meanwhile, for the side called NEC, they eliminated the side that eliminated the record champions, not the record champions, actually the defending champions, Vipers. Now they are clashing tonight. Everyone is waiting to see which team at the end will emerge as the champions in this edition of Stanbic Uganda Cup. Let's leave this one there and we jet to Europe before we talk about what has already happened at the camp of Barcelona. Of course, a very big encounter coming tomorrow in the final of Women Champions League. Remember, there is also Champions League for women. Of course, the record holders, Olympic Lyon, that has lifted the competition 8 times more than any other team, will be tussling it out with the defending champions called Barcelona. Barcelona last season, they did beat Chelsea ladies in the finals, and everyone is waiting to see if they can be able to retain the trophy. In the semi-finals, they eliminated Chelsea. Meanwhile, for the team of Olympic Lyon, they did knock out their arch-rivals, that's Paris Saint-Germain women, called Paris Women. It will be a final tomorrow between the team of Barcelona ladies up against Olympic Lyon ladies, and it will be taking place in Spain, the stadium of Athletic Bilbao called San Mamés. Also leaving that one there, still in Spain, before we go to the other parts of the world. Barcelona official, they have already sacked their head coach, that's Xavi, and the man who is coming as their replacement is Hans Flick. Hans Flick has been a former manager of the team of Bayern Munich. He was sacked, and also a former manager for the country of Germany. Now he will be coming to replace Xavi at the camp of Barcelona, but he will be taking charge of the game, the last game for the team of Barcelona in La Liga over the weekend, up against the team of Sevilla. Let's leave that one. There also another final set to be played on Sunday in FA Cup between Manchester City and the team of Manchester United. Actually, Manchester Derby, the repeat of last season's final. Of course, it was won by the team of Manchester City. Whether it will be the time for Manchester United this time around, let me give you brief statistics ahead of this encounter. As far as earning slot for European competition next season is concerned, a win for Manchester United, that's in case if they beat Manchester City in the final. Obviously, Newcastle United, that had qualified for UEFA Europa League, not UEFA Europa League, Europa Conference, will be eliminated, and Manchester United will be given that slot of playing in UEFA Europa League. And Chelsea, that is currently holding the position of playing in UEFA Europa League next season, will now be relegated to play in UEFA Europa Conference League come next season. That is in case if Manchester City is beaten by Manchester United in the final of FA Cup. Like I said, it is the repeat of what transpired last season. And lastly, before I leave the studios of West Nile Television, Olivier Giroud is saying that he will be hanging his boots for France at the end of the season. That's after Euro 2024, and he was part of the squad that lifted FIFA World Cup with France way back in 2018. And he's saying after Euro of 2024, he will be leaving the team of France. And another player that earlier on announced his retirement is the player called Toni Kroos. He's saying he will also be retiring from playing football. But for Olivier Giroud, he'll be retiring from playing for France. I think he will still be continuing with his footballing career. And that one brings us to the end of today's edition of NILE CAST Sports News. And it has been Benson Pastore. Let's link up again tomorrow, still with the updates of what is happening in the world of sports.
We'll be right back.
Orako Benson Pastore for the sports highlights and the sports news. That marks the end of the Nile Cast on West Nile Television. Thank you always for taking the time to be with us from the beginning of the Nile Cast to the end of the Nile Cast on West Nile Television. Please stay tuned to the rest of the subsequent programs that may follow. My name remains Okumaringa Christine. Have a good evening.